I really do think you're right. I think you're right. All right. So here we go. This was sent to me by Tracy from Cincinnati too. So thank you, Tracy, for this contribution right here. Thank you very much. So 2 HBC presidents, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but this came out on 18th of September. So we're a little late on it, but I couldn't get on last week. I had all kind of technical difficulties. It was crazy up in here. But we straight today, right? Nobody's complaining about sound or anything. So thank God for that. All right, here we go. 2 HBC presidents joined COVID-19 vaccine trials to encourage participation, but past racist experiments haunt such efforts. So I don't know how much y'all know about this, but here we go. So 2 presidents of, I'll tell you their names, Walter Kimbrough of Dillard University and Reynold Verret of Xavier University, with they smart asses, have come together and decided that they are going to be and try to encourage other Black people to be the testing group for the new COVID vaccine. Yes, Dillard, Stephanie. Yes, Dillard. I'm gonna give it to you again. Walter Kimbrough of Dillard University and Reynold Verret of Xavier University. So I'm not going to read through all this because all of it is not really important, but there are a couple of lines that I do want to read before I go further. They decided that they want to be a part of this COVID testing group, and they want to encourage Black people to be members of the testing group. Now, I just told you that they were presidents of 2 Black universities, right? 2 HBCUs. So we don't have to ask about what kind of influence they have. They are presidents of 2 HBCUs. So my thought is, and I'm assuming you're thinking the same way, with their influence, they are going to go to those babies and try and encourage those babies to be a part of this COVID, this testing group for COVID vaccinations. I was in a car today, and typically I'm listening to, for the most part, I'm listening to programs on YouTube because I follow certain people for different news and some for a little gossip, but typically I'm listening to some kind of program on YouTube when I'm in the car. But today I turned on 92.3 and I was listening to some R&B, and soul. And I hear this commercial about this right here. And I thought, oh, wow, they already getting out there. So let me just read you. First of all, let me say this. So my thought is, so we going to be lab rats again. Somebody done sold your ass out again so that you can sell out the rest of us with the influence that you have. So the first thing, of course, that came to my mind was the Tuskegee experiment. And I thought, don't you remember Tuskegee? But they mentioned that in this article. So that already came up, right? So let me tell you what, let me just read this a little bit. This is coming from one of the professors, or one of the presidents. Overcoming the virus. Now listen to this now. Overcoming the virus will require the availability of vaccines effective for all people in our communities. I'll read it again. Overcoming the virus will require the availability of vaccines effective for all peoples in our community, especially our Black and brown neighbors, they said. It is of the utmost importance that a significant number, now listen to this, these are presidents talking. It is of the utmost importance that a significant number of Black and brown subjects participate, they wrote, so that the effectiveness of these vaccines be understood across the many diverse populations that comprise the United States. Let me go over that last one more time before I make this point. It is of the utmost importance that a significant number of Black and brown subjects participate, so that the effectiveness of these vaccines be understood across the many diverse populations that comprise these United States. So the first thing I read when I read that piece was, so black folks got to come save y'all again. I thought to myself, you want us to lay down our lives to save the rest of the community again? That's what you telling me? Big head. You telling me that we need to, out of all these people in the world, and I know, and he says this a little later on, right? That you know the numbers say that black and brown people are getting this disease. Henrietta Lacks, that's on my notes. She's coming up. Thank you. Thank you. Stephanie said Henrietta Lacks wasn't enough. Right, right. No, you got to lay down your life. And they find big head influencers to get you to lay down your life. So we got to save the world again. We got to save the United States again. Right? Now, what I forgot to get, because I read this a couple of probably about 2 months ago, and I forgot to get this. Y'all might have heard this. They tried the same shit with the president of, I don't want to lie. So let me just say this, because I can't remember which country. They tried the same shit probably 3 months or so ago with a president of an African country. Because you know why? Because they know that they've always had an inroad into third world countries, especially African countries, when they come in with medication and they come in with food and so on and so forth. We don't want to talk about what they take when they bring it, because they ain't giving you shit for free, right? But they tried the same shit with a president of an African country about 3 months ago, and his response was, "We ain't lab rats. Don't bring that over here." I said, somebody done woke up. Somebody done woke up. But here now we are, what, 2 months later or so? And these idiots are trying to push the same issue on black people. So you want us to lay down our lives for this community, for the community as a whole. First of all, black and brown folk need to be concerned about themselves. That's the real deal. We need to be concerned about ourselves, period. So the way I see them is I see them as ain't no telling what they get lined their pockets with, but I would bet money on the fact that they got something from this shit. How long are they gonna push this? I don't know. But I feel like we need to rise up for real behind some shit like this. I don't think anybody with this idea need to be at the helm of a black university. I really don't. Those are my thoughts. So you all can let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna give you something else in a second, because I'm thinking about what Stephanie just said, and I found some information. Because here's my thing. Why are we in a position, or why are we in a place as black people that we trust any fucking thing that they say? Even if they tell us, and I don't want to offend anybody. Let me say this too. I don't want to offend anybody, because I know that many of us have been touched by COVID-19, right? But the pandemic has touched many of us. I know that. I know it. I also think this though. Let me tell y'all this. Be honest about this part. I don't think that everything people are dying from is COVID-19. I think that there is a strand of something that we've not seen before. And I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. But this is what I feel in my spirit. And in times past, I know that the Lord has given me some pretty accurate information in my spirit, right? This is what I feel in my spirit. I think there is a strand of something that we've not seen before. And that's what they're dealing with. I don't know that I believe that it wasn't created. I don't know that I believe that. It could have been, and maybe it wasn't. But it is something I do think that we've not seen before. But at the same time, I think that this virus is the boogeyman. I think that they have used this virus to allow people to expire and to cause some people to expire that they didn't want to deal with. That's what I think. So everything becomes COVID-19. So I don't know that I don't believe it. Let me just be honest. I don't believe that more Black and brown people are dying from COVID-19 than anybody else. More Black and brown people may be dying. I don't believe it's from COVID-19. I believe it's from, some of it is, sure, some of it is. Some of it is because once they say it's COVID-19, who gonna check them? Who gonna check me, boo? Who is gonna check them once they say it's COVID-19? What you gonna do, an autopsy? Hell no, because you scared to death. I gonna do no autopsy. So who gonna check them once they say it's COVID-19? And then they scare us all to death. So we can't, you can't even convene to talk about it. For the most part, we living in cocoons, scared of each other. Everybody know, one of the greatest war tactics is divide and conquer. Okay, let me read some of this. Tracy said they offered my husband $700. I threw it in the trash for the test. For the vaccine. Tracy, tell me what that means. To vaccinate it? I gotta know. Okay, and then Stephanie asked her, what, Tracy, through the mail? Tracy, third world countries need to be leery of mission. What you say now? And Western doctors coming and vaccinating their people. And I know this president was. I gotta look it up. I have to look it up. Stephanie said, you sound like my dad. Then me and your dad ain't good. I'm in good company then, because I believe that shit. I believe that. I believe it's the boogie bear. And everybody know that the boogie bear ain't real. I'm not saying there's not a strain of something that we've not seen in the past. I'm saying that everything that people are dying from is not COVID-19. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe that this is a way for them to get rid of some of us without having to shoot us in the street. That's what I think. A vaccine trial. Germ warfare. Exactly. So this is what I thought to man. Here's my thing. They can't say to me, these two idiots that just happen to be presidents of these universities. You can't tell me that we need to trust these people, because we don't have any reason, right? And then, I'm not going to read all of what they say, because I don't even want to give it credibility, honestly. But they go on to say that, we should, we pretty much got to kind of understand that everybody's not out to get us. That's really what they're saying. And so this is what came to my mind. I started pulling these things up that I remember just recently. So I don't know if you all know about this. Stephanie said, I don't trust none of them. That's why I kept my kids at home for school. Thank you. Let me write something down, because I don't want to forget that reminds me what you just said. I agree with you, Stephanie. All right, here we go. That's what mine here too. Mine are here too. Getting on my nerves, damn nerve, but they're here. I thought about this Dr. Fareed Fatah, Dr. Fatah. Now, let me know in the comments if y'all heard about this. This is a place in Michigan. I'm going to read a little bit and I'll tell you what I know personally. Okay, it said this was released from the Department of Justice on July 10th, 2015. Dr. Fatah, F-A-T-A. Dr. Fareed Fatah sentenced to 45 years in prison. Detroit area doctor sentenced to 45 years in prison for providing medically unnecessary chemotherapy to patients. All right, Stephanie, you wait till yeah. Okay, so here we go. A Detroit area hematologist oncologist was sentenced today to serve 45 years in prison. Oh, and the reason I thought about this is because in this article, they said something about some person said, well, I'm not going to trust every doctor, but I trust my doctor who I've been with for 30 years. I would trust they wouldn't hurt me. And I said, what the fuck you should do? So what that mean? They can be bought off at any time for as much as they remember. Much as they want to. Okay, so it says, a Detroit area hematologist oncologist was sentenced today to serve 45 years in prison for his role in a healthcare fraud scheme that included administering medically unnecessary infusions or injections to 553 individual patients and submitting to Medicare and private insurance companies approximately $34 million to fraudulent claims. The judge said Rather than use his medical degree to save lives, Dr. Fattah instead destroyed them in pursuit of profit, said Assistant Attorney General Caldwell. Time and again, Dr. Fattah callously violated his patients' trust as he used false cancer diagnoses and unwarranted and dangerous treatments as tools to steal millions of dollars from Medicare, even stooping to profit from the last days of some patients' lives. While no sentence can restore what was taken from his patients and their families, the sentence imposed ensures that never again will Dr. Fattah lay hands on another patient. I knew three people. Y'all know how small Pontiac is. I knew three people in Pontiac who were affected by this guy. What they later found out, and they don't say in this particular article, is okay, well, maybe they do, because they say that the infusions or injections that were medically unnecessary. Great. So that's my point. That's where I'm getting ready to go. I knew three people who thought they had cancer. Now we don't know if they had cancer or not because all three of them died. Who was this guy's patient? All three of these people were parents of friends of mine who were this man's patients. So now, and they all have suits, my understanding is. They don't know whether or not, he don't know whether or not his mama really died of cancer or not. All they knew is they found something on her screening or whatever. And listen to this. This guy was well known in Michigan for being one of the top oncologists. So they were referred to him from other doctors. You don't know if his daddy died from this or not. That's a girlfriend of mine, don't know whether or not her mother actually had cancer or not, but died with this fool right here. And then I have a Hispanic friend, two Black friends and a Hispanic friend whose mother also was a patient of this guy right here. And they all died. So that's one incident. And I thought to myself, I know I'm not losing my mind when they say to us, or when I read in this article, that we should learn to trust them, or we have to get over it. Pretty much is what it boils down to. So next thing I thought about was, and I know y'all heard about this, the Flint water crisis. Right? We all know how that happened. How many of you, let me know in the comments if you watched that movie that Lifetime did, that was starring Jill Scott, and it was about the whole Flint water crisis. If you didn't watch it, you should watch it. It was a Lifetime movie, I think, on that Netflix, put out or distributed. So, Lifetime stuff, it can be a little corny, but the story was there, right? The story was there. Nicole, hey, Nicole, what's going on? She said, I love you, but as the daughter of a very dedicated Black physician and with a brother and sister in the law who sacrifice to help their patient every day, you are on slippery slope for me. Nicole, I understand that. However, I ain't talking about Black doctors. I'm not. I ain't talking about Black doctors. That Fattah wasn't Black either. Tracy said, check my phone. But no, I understand, because that is your family's industry. But no, I'm not talking about Black doctors at all. Let me check this real quick. So Tracy just sent me the vaccine research that they wanted to offer her husband. That is some shit. I should share that. If I can pull that up, if I can figure out how to get that to you, I will. Okay, let me go back to Nicole. And then Tracy said, Vicky, okay, got you. Nicole said, we have rouge folks in every industry. Oh, that's probably true. We had historic reasons not to trust, yes, but our distrust is also keeping us unwell. Maybe, Nicole. I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking, what I have been thinking. And it don't stop where we are right now. I'm not a believer of everything they're giving us. I'm just not a believer. I'm not a believer of it. Some of it I believe, and I'll explain to you all what I have, but some of it I don't believe. Okay, Tracy, I will. She told me to read it to the group. I will do that. Give me one sec. what I think we probably should have done, and that's one reason that I'm dealing with the T. It is not. It isn't for naught. That's a double negative, isn't it? But what I think about nowadays, I don't know how much you all know about Dr. Sebi, but I'm sure a lot of you do. But one thing I've been thinking about lately is that we're living in a time that Dr. Sebi talked about for a long time. He kept telling us to return to our roots in terms of herbs and natural medicines and so on and so forth, because he kept talking about, along with Brother Big Gregory, that the Black community was going to be in a place where they won't be able to trust the healthcare system. They kept saying that we have to get back to natural medicine and natural foods and so on and so forth, because prevention will be the only thing that will keep us well. I'll read it out loud. No, I will. The prevention is the only thing that will keep us well. Now, I know that everybody don't agree with that, because of course, you got natural medicine and then you have synthetic medicines, and a lot of people don't mix the two, and they're just here or there, and maybe there's a place I believe there's a place for both. But I do think that if we come to that, a lot of the stuff we don't have to even discuss. So anything we can do, again, we're here now, but anything that we can discuss, I think anything that we can do to uphold ourselves with natural medicines and natural foods and those kind of things, I think that's what we need to do, because some of the stuff will be eliminated. Some of it will be eliminated, and which would leave us, we won't be so open, and vulnerable to whatever comes down the track. Okay, let me read it. Dick Greg was definitely a revolutionary before his time, but they've been talking about this for years and years, and we're here now. We are here now, and that's why people are interested now. Not only them. Let me add one more person, which doesn't have to necessarily do with food, but also Dr. Claude Anderson, about the economics part. He kept saying, y'all, we need to get together and we need to be practicing group economics, because we cannot depend on them to feed us. We cannot depend on them to take care of us. But nobody was really listening. I'm sure some people were, but we were just kind of But this pandemic, though, totally different situation. Put people in a whole different mindset. Thank God. Sometimes it takes that. Okay, so let me read it out loud. All right, so y'all, I'm gonna have to turn this light up because my eyes are 50. Okay, so it says, advances in COVID-19 vaccine research could start with you. Dear Mike, seeking healthy volunteers for coronavirus vaccine research studies. Wait, no. Dear Mike, seeking healthy volunteers. Oh, okay. What I just said wasn't a full sentence. All right. Seeking healthy volunteers for coronavirus vaccine research studies. If you are a healthy adult, age 18 or older, and have not been diagnosed with COVID-19 or tried a vaccine for it, consider joining new vaccine research studies. You can help others by advancing research with an exclamation point. Those who qualify may receive payment up to $700, which varies by study. Bullshit. No cost study-related care from local doctors and specialties in the Cincinnati area, and no cost study vaccine you may receive. Your health will be closely monitored by doctors and throughout the course of the study. To see if you qualify, visit or call us today. It's quick, it's easy, and there's no obligation. P.S. No health insurance or doctor referral is needed. Visit www.covid19vaccinestudies.com or call 1-800 blah blah today to see if you qualify. Compensation varies. They want to tell you this again, so you don't think you get $700, right? Compensation varies by study, up to $700 for qualified participants. So they came back to say that again and let you know, if we send you $1.50, don't say shit. We paid you for your study. Yep. All right, let me read some of these right here. Let's see. Rogue, I said rouge. You said rogue folks in every industry. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I think it's a giant. What is this? I was gonna say Johnny Walker Red. It ain't even that. Okay, Southern Comfort. Yep, I think it's Southern Comfort. Sorry, baby cake. All right. Oh, I see. You wrote it again. Rogue, not rouge. Rogue. Did you write rouge earlier? No, you read right rouge earlier. Okay, I'm still a little tipsy, so it don't matter. All right. Tracy said, read to the group. Read it. Okay, she is asking for you to read it out. Did it? And both of them are dead. The white man said there's no money in their diets. Dick Gregory was revolutionary. They both Stevie and Gregory, but they were around a long time though, Tracy. A long time. Let's see. Nicole, indeed. We were introduced to and encouraged to eat a microbiotic diet and live community by our church. I know that. Corey said, folk thought we were crazy. No, we were crazy. The founder of the church was friends with Dr. Anderson and Dick Gregory. Yeah, I read a lot about your founder. Corey goes to the Shrine of the Black Madonna. He's a very rich history. I think we should know. It should be more mainstream, the history of the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Only because I just didn't understand it at all when I first learned about you all. I just didn't understand. I'm like, well, I don't understand what's going on, and what's up with the Black Mary? I just didn't understand it. So I did research, and I was really, really, really impressed about what I learned about your founder. All right. Nicole says she spelled it wrong. I know, we got it finally. My husband is a cancer survivor. He didn't even see the damn letter. You pitched it, Trace. I don't blame you. He might have been like, oh, I can do something with that 700. I don't blame you at all. Not one bit. So you all seem to be pretty much feeling some of the same ththings. Okay, so the Flint water crisis, y'all know what happened with that. I just wanted to read a little bit about that. I thought was really interesting because they think we're idiots. It just don't make no damn sense. All right, so this is some stuff that was said about from CNN.com. Even though General Motors stopped using the city's water supply because it was corroding engine parts, the official reaction, Hannah Atisha says, was one of denial. And she is the doctor who came forth and was a whistleblower for that, right? When she blew the whistle, she said she was labeled an unfortunate researcher and accused of causing hysteria. Critics said her figures did not line up with the state's findings. Now, on the movie, they show where, that's why I asked you all to anybody watch it. On a movie, they actually show where but they show that there were doctors that were involved in it, right? Because they knew that these kids, when it was time to test these children, that the babies were coming in with the lead poisoning, and they were told to report that the lead poisoning numbers were below anything that would cause alarm. Is that some bullshit or what? They were not to report any numbers below anything that would cause alarm. Stephanie says she doesn't blame you. Tracy says, Vicky, I bet if we did that diet, we could shed that corona fat. I know we would. So maybe that's something we need to talk about. I know we would. I know we would. So we're not in a place to not be. Black people are not in a place where we cannot be that we cannot question authority. Let's just say that. And aren't we living in a time? Aren't we living in a time where you better question every fucking thing? Aren't we living in that time? We're living in a time that you can't take shit for face value. You need to put on your critical thinking cap every damn day. You feel me? Every day. We're not living in a time where we can be lazy at all. And yeah, we're just not living in that kind of time. Okay, so yeah, so that's that. Y'all know that story for the most part. So then, of course, I thought about Henrietta Lacks. All right, and I know y'all already know that story, but let me just read this from it. Henrietta, this is from Johns Hopkins medical site. Henrietta Lacks was a woman who unknowingly donated her cells here at Hopkins in 1951. beginning what was the first and for many years the only human cell line able to reproduce indefinitely. The publication of Skloot's book, which is the woman that broke the story, right, or told us about it, right, led Johns Hopkins. Listen, now they got some, they got some heart. Led John Hopkins to review our interactions with Henrietta Lacks and with the Lacks family over more than 50 years ago. At several points across those decades, we found that Johns Hopkins could have and should have done more to inform and work with members of Henrietta Lacks' family out of respect for them, their privacy, and their personal interests. Yeah, because your ass got caught. If they didn't get caught, I wouldn't have had this paragraph to read. You only did it because you got caught. You understand? I don't think that we're in a position where we don't ask any questions, where we don't think critically, where we don't step back and make informed decisions, not just because somebody said and not because it came over the media, because most of what come over the media, we need to question. You need to look at it with 4 eyes. No, I got 4. You need to look at it with 4 eyes and then this in here. Okay, let's see. Corey said, question everything and research your research. Research your research. I love that. Right. Night, I gotta teach at work tomorrow. Stephanie, thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You all do me a favor, please, and share the channel. Share the channel. We are growing. We are growing. Please help me to grow the platform. I do appreciate it. So my question to you is this, and then we'll be done with this subject. Any other last things you have about this subject, you all put it right there in the chat. Why are Black people always guinea pigs? That's what I want to know. Why are we all the guinea pigs? This might cause a stir, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why are we always going high while everybody else is kicking our asses? Because that's what they want us to do, right? That's what these two big heads want us to do. They want us to be the saviors for the world, to commit our bodies. I'm not Christ, right? Commit our bodies for the world. Why we always got to go high while everybody else is kicking our ass? Because that's what we do. Rather than fight back, or rather than stand firm, I gotta take one for the whole team again. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna say this before I make this statement. Britannica.com has a this is the definition for brainwashing. Brainwashing, also called coercive persuasion, systematic effort to persuade non-believers to accept a certain allegiance, command, or doctrine. Brainwashing, also called coercive persuasion, is a systematic effort to persuade non-believers to accept a certain allegiance, command, or doctrine. So here's my personal belief, and I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who ain't afraid to give you my opinion. I think Nicole said it's the nature of oppression. Yeah, I think so too. But I think that whole, lay down your life. We go high, they go low, but we go high. I think that we are open to that idea a lot because of our Christian upbringing, because of our Christian culture. And I'm Christian, y'all know that. I was born and raised Christian, but I'm a 50-year-old Christian now, and not a 15-year-old Christian or a 16-year-old Christian. And so I'm not afraid to ask questions, right? I think a lot of that we're susceptible to a lot of that philosophy, turn the right cheek. Turn the left cheek or right cheek or whatever. Turn the cheek, right? We go high when they go low, You loving your persecutors. Isn't it interesting that We were told to love our persecutors by the persecutors. We were given that edict. I mean, we were given that package from the persecutor that said, you know, hate your neighbor, love your persecutor. Just think about it. Think about it. It's a new day. Okay, Nicole said it's the nature of oppression. Why won't the victim report the abused prosecutor? All about fear and degradation. Inferiority is the first tool of the oppressor. Yeah, I agree with that. Corey said for several reasons, we're not human to them. We're not valued. That's right. So why not use us? Generations of the acceptance of the myth of Black inferiority. I believe that. I believe that. You better say it's 50 Club. But isn't asking questions going high? I think, yeah, I mean, we could say that. We could say that. It is a way definitely of going high. But when I say that, I'm talking about we always got to take the high road. You know, we always have to be the better person. We were taught that. I'm saying that I think that we are prone to that because we were taught by our oppressor to do that. We were taught by our oppressor, that same oppression that Corey is talking about. We were taught that, the same oppression that Nicole's talking about. We're taught that. I do think that it is ingrained in our Christian upbringing, our Christian beliefs systems. Now, here's another interesting thing. I was thinking about this last night when I was writing this out. I thought, it's interesting to me that the people that gave us this religion. Okay, let me rephrase that because it's not a blanket statement, but it is a majority statement. The people that gave us this religion, you know, that put it in our hands, I'm saying. And I'm saying that, of course, with the, you know, belief that most of us were born in Africa, right? And I hope I don't offend you all, but if I do offend you, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Just think about it. You don't have to think about it or believe it. And we should all be grown enough to say what we say and still love. Say what we believe and still be all right about it. But I think it's interesting that the people who gave us this religion, for the majority of them, don't practice it. So many of them are godless. So if it's all of that, if at least if all of it is all, let me say that because some pieces I don't believe because I know it's been tampered with for sure. Some of it I do. If it agrees with my spirit, right? But my question is, it's interesting that the people that gave it to us don't hardly follow it. Ain't that interesting? They don't follow it. Okay, and I'm gonna leave that right there. Yeah, I was saying that we've been conditioned to take the high road. So we taking the high road, and by the time we get there, the party is over. Because we on the high road. Because they taught us to take the high road and they take the shortcut. Nicole said Richard Allen didn't believe that when he wouldn't tolerate the oppression of the 1780s. I think about people like that. I think about people like Nat Turner, right? Thinking my drink changed to tart cherry juice. All right. So, you know, that's just where I am with that. You know, you don't have to believe what I believe. I'm just sharing that with you. So do me a favor, please share the platform. Help us build the platform. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all coming. I really do. I appreciate you. I want you to know that I appreciate you. And I think that I'm gonna do a giveaway. I just decided I'm gonna do a giveaway. So we'll do another one of those things where I don't know, I'll figure it out before we go. We'll do a giveaway. So that's it for that subject. So we are done tantruming. That's my tantrum. I'm done tantruming. We did topic.